Happy Monday. We are coming off a nice winning weekend and we got a 7-game slate. Let's talk some baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and I am jacked up, ready to go to talk another week of MLB baseball. Like I mentioned before, it's a winning weekend for us. We went 9-6. Saturday hurt. We could have had an even bigger weekend, but Saturday just sucked. But we're going to go over the entire bets recap from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those hitter parlay ideas I've been giving out, I think it started about a week ago, maybe a little bit more. They have been absolutely gold. I didn't have time to go back and check the exact record, but I think we've hit like 90%, maybe more. It's been awesome. So just so you guys know, especially for the new people in the channel, this channel is more than just giving you bets. I give you out a ton of research help, and there are a lot of winners. Just for example, on Friday, all 4 hitter parlay ideas hit, all 3 pitcher strikeout matchups, all those guys win over, and then we have a good day at betting as well. But just want to let you know so you guys know there's a lot of winners to be had throughout all the research, and you guys go find those. So some people like to fast forward to the best bets and then complain, but you know, it is what it is. So just wanted to point that out. So before we get into it and talk some more baseball, we got a new Jabbo MVP. There it is at eBean Gaming. Thank you so much for joining and being a part of the Jabbo MVP Club, and for everyone else that is still a part of this crew. I appreciate it. It's only $2.99 a month. We've helped you in any way, giving you entertainment, help with your bets, help with your how you do everything when it comes to sports betting. All you gotta do is hit that join button below. It's never required, just always appreciated, and then you get a few perks along the way as well. So thank you to at eBean Gaming. Now, I'm ready to get into it. Even though it's a small 7-game slate, doesn't mean we can't get some winners and give you guys a ton of info. So before we get into it, you guys know we start with that baseball fun fact. So here we go. It's short and simple. Bob Gibson, stud pitcher back in the day. I saw his World Series stats and was blown away. He has started 9 games in the World Series, 81 innings pitched. In those 9 games, how about 8 complete games? I know life was different as a pitcher back in the day, but 8 out of 9 complete games, 92 Ks, and a 1.89 ERA. That's decent. Absolutely decent. But anyways, in this video, we're going to recap the weekend. We're going to talk the good hitter matchups, the good pitcher strikeout matchups, and then we have that segment. It's back. It's the bullpen segment, and it's newly named thanks to a follower. Thanks to at HalfmanTL. It's closing time, baby. That's right. Just so you guys know, other ones I liked that just missed the cut, and thank you guys for participating. It was awesome reading those. We had some funny ones on naming that new bullpen segment. The final innings was a good one. At Big Spinanek, I think that's how you pronounce it. And then Arms in the Barn at Joe Padavano 3745. I'm sure I butchered that completely. But anyways, we are going with closing time. And then we got the pitcher report, and we wrap it all up with the best bets and the bets recap, of course, and those hitter parlay ideas. So hit that like button, leave a comment below. Let's have a huge week on the channel, and let's get you guys a lot of winners. If you are new, hit that subscribe button as we are on our way to 26,000 subscribers. Appreciate every single one of you. It's time to get started, and that means it's time for the recap. All right, there is the weekend recap. There's a lot on it. I won't go in detail over every single one. I'll just say this. Friday was awesome. We had a couple bad Fridays in a row, but this one just clutched up for us. The hitter parlay came through. Fernando Tatis, I think, first at bat, hit a bomb. Reds money line came through, but the big one was the RBI props that we give out every Friday. 3 for 3 with 3+ money. Absolutely love to see it. So nice 6-2 day. Saturday was the bad day. We just had a bad day. Red Sox team total couldn't hit Destrini, Linguini, and then of course our hitter parlay hit, and then Freddie Peralta was awful, and Lively was absolutely horrendous when it came to missing bats. He pitched a good game, but he only got like 1 strikeout or 2. It was wild. And then Sunday was just a 1-on-1 day, just a ho-hum. Over 10.5 in that London game. That was sweaty. I'm not gonna lie. That one was absolutely sweaty. And then Verlander sucked. You know what? I'm gonna stick to betting people that are 40 years and younger. I have to stick to that. That was brutal. He didn't pitch very well. They got the 3rd earned run on a bases loaded bunt by Mickey Moniak, but they may have gotten a 4th run after that. I stopped watching or caring because I was mad. But either way, that's the record. As you guys know, we've had a rough couple weeks earlier this year, and we're down 9.98 units overall record. Everything is transparent. If you take away the game bets, we're looking good. But RBI props up almost 4 units, player props up almost 3 units. But it's just those game bets. It's the money lines, the team totals, the over-unders, things like that. We're due for some, let's just say, positive regression on that one. But Either way, I'm ready to get back into it this week, and it starts with the good hitter matchups. Okay, with the short slate, we only got 7 good hitter matchups for you today, but it starts with the man Salvi Perez, 9 for 20 with 2 bombs off of Carlos Rodon, and then DJ LeMahieu, 5 for 11 off Lugo, and then Juan Soto, Anthony Rizzo. We got some Yankee hitters who have hit Seth Lugo pretty well. And then over there on the right, just some names that you don't usually bet. Let's be honest: Gavin Sheets, Nicky Lopez, Josh Rojas. But those are the numbers. I don't like to go lower than 6 at bats for a guy because that's just too small of a sample size. So, anyways, those are the best hitter matchups. Hopefully, you can still scrounge up a winner somewhere in there. And now let's talk the good pitcher strikeout matchups. All right, we got 2 for you today. The first one, Dylan Cease versus the Oakland A's. The A's have the absolute highest strikeout percentage versus righties in the last 3 weeks, which is what we're doing, 26.6%. You see Cease's number there, CC. Anyways, 93 Ks in 77 innings. In his other 3 matchup that he's had against top 10 highest strikeout teams, 8 Ks twice versus the Rockies and 7 versus the Cubs. He does have a better home or a better road K rate, just so you guys know, because he is at home here. Home at 29.2, road 31.4. Not a huge difference, but still a little bit. The second one, Eric freaking Fetty against my Mariners, because honestly, it's just insert name against the Mariners every day. But Mariners second highest K percentage versus righties in the last 3 weeks at 26.5%, pretty much the highest. And then Fetty, 73 Ks and 74.1 innings. Not an elite strikeout guy, but definitely an above average strikeout pitcher. Fetty, 6+ Ks in 4 of his last 5 starts, including 6 versus Baltimore, and 8 at Milwaukee. So just want to point that out. Another one just missed the cut was the other side of that game was the Seattle Mariner, Logan Gilbert versus those White Sox. White Sox, they have the 8th highest strikeout percentage at 24.3, but the reason I didn't include this one is because I've seen Gilbert, and he's just been struggling a little bit lately when it comes to Ks. 5 or less Ks in 5 of his last 6 starts, including 5 versus the worst strikeout team ever in Oakland. So because he's not missing as many bats and just in a kind of a slump when it comes to strikeouts lately, I just left him off, but I really didn't leave him off because he is here. So at least you have the info if you do want to include it. But hopefully he can turn it around as a Mariner fan. But anyways, those are the best pitcher strikeout matchups for June 10th. And now it's closing time. All right, those have been following know I like to give these every couple weeks and give you some bullpen info. I'm not going to break down every single bullpen arm because that would be insane. But I added one. Instead of top 6 and bottom 6, now it's top 7 and bottom 7. It's in order of the best ERAs and the worst ERAs. And then you're going to see over there a Sierra. If you're new to this, Sierra, as you can see down there on the bottom, the skill interactive earned run average. So it eliminates factors that pitcher cannot control and helps predict the ERA moving forward, kind of like an XFIP, expected ERA kind of thing, kind of like that. So anyways, these are the numbers. The Phillies have the number 1 bullpen in the last 30 days, and it's been unreal. 1.89 ERA. They also have a 2.79 Sierra, which is the number 1 in baseball. So, I mean, they've been legit through the last 30 days. Astros 2.03 ERA with a 3.3 Sierra. Then you got Guardians, who we know are good. Brewers are awesome. Dodgers have been up there for a while now. And then how about the Reds with a 2.68 ERA, 3.28 Sierra, which is pretty good as well. And then the Miami Marlins, 2.86 ERA, been pretty good. Some surprising teams up there. And then the bottom 7, Angels, no surprise. Pirates, not really. The Mariners are a surprise. They were good at the beginning of the year. They've just been struggling a little bit. The Mets, they don't have Edwin Diaz now at the back end of that bullpen, but they have been struggling mightily with a 5.27 ERA. And then 2 of the last 3 are no surprise at all. White Sox and Rockies. Rockies are absolutely terrible. Not only do they have a 5.90 ERA, they have the worst Sierra. So, I mean, it's a legitimate, terrible bullpen with the Tigers sandwich in there at a 5.66 ERA. So, hopefully this kind of at least gives you the overall picture. I know there's more to it than that for bullpens, seeing what arms, if the best arms have thrown the day before and things like that. But hopefully this helps you out. And that's what we got for the bullpens. And now let's talk the pitcher report. Okay, these are the 7 pitcher matchups for June 10th. If you're new to the channel, all those numbers on the bottom are the averages to kind of have something to go off of. But if you're looking at the pitchers that give up the most hits per 9 innings, you're looking at Chris Paddock, who's just struggled against the Yankees. And then Spencer Spaghetti Arrighetti down there at 10 hits per 9 innings, but he is due for positive regression. After a rough start to his career, he has pitched a little bit better lately. Going up against Kyle Harrison, who to me has just been extremely average. Look at all those numbers. Like, he is just average as average can be. Jose Barrios down there, as we always talk about, due for some negative regression. Colin Ray as well with a 5.5 expected ERA, a low K rate. Not many strikeouts in that game probably, but Carlos Rodon against Seth Lugo might be the best pitching matchup of the day. And then we got a good one up there in Tampa as well with Burns versus Pepio. So anyways, those are all the numbers. Hopefully this helps you go get some winners, or at least is a good way to start out your day for June 10th. So that's all we got for the research help. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this segment of the show is brought to you by our sponsor, Better Bet. That's BTR Bet, the best place to find, track, analyze, and share your bets. Click that link below in the description and check it out and use that promo code JABO. You get 30 days free. So here we go. First game takes us out to Tampa, Florida, where the Rays host the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles on the money line minus 155. Rays on the money line plus 130 with an over-under of 7.5 runs. Give me a player prop in this one. I want Ryan Pepio over 15.5 outs recorded at minus 130 on DraftKings. I'm going to put a half unit on all my plays still, just like last week. But pretty soon it will be changing back to a unit. Just got to make sure we're back on track. So Pepio, he will be pitching his fourth game back from a 3-week, I think it was about 3-week IL stint. In his first game back, he only threw 70 pitches. But now in the last two games, 88 and 89 pitches. He's fully stretched out. And I just think this line is too low. I was surprised. I thought we were going to, honestly, maybe 17.5 with plus money, 16.5 normal juice. So 15.5. I know minus 130 is a little juicy, but I mean, I love it. I mean, 1 out in the 6th inning is all we need. So before his injury, he went over this line in 5 of 6 starts. He's actually gone the full 6 innings 5 times. Again, I don't need the full 6 innings here. Just need 1 out in the 6th inning. Hash brown math. Now, he is facing a good Orioles offense. I know that. But in regards to outs, there's more than just can the team hit or not. It's what kind of outs they make. Do they take a lot of pitches? Do they work counts? Well, this Orioles offense, even though they've been a great offense, they've still seen the 10th fewest pitches overall. They have the 5th highest swing rate. That's right. These young guys are not afraid to swing, including a 6th highest chase rate in the MLB. So when they're swinging a lot, that usually means we get some outs that are a little bit quicker and not these 7-8 pitch at bats, which is what we need because pitch count is the number one thing that's really important. So all 3 righties for the Jays that they just faced, the Orioles, went over this line versus the Orioles, including Kevin Gausman, who gave up 6 earned runs and still pitched 6 full innings. So just because he gave up a couple runs does not mean he doesn't have a chance to go over, because like I said, he could have the potential to get a couple quick innings. And Pepio's been a guy who's been pretty consistent over this line. Pretty good matchup for how many pitches they take and all that, as long as he just doesn't get absolutely hammered all over the field. But Pepio's been pretty decent, giving up 3 earned runs or less in 7 straight starts. I think one of them was because of an injury, obviously, but I like him to get 1 out in the 6th inning here. So give me Ryan Pepio over 15.5 outs recorded as my first best bet. All right, we take a pause in the bets just to let you know about the BetMGM promo out right now. First bet offer up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if you don't win that first bet. Guys, you can go take a chance. You can go make a huge bet. If you lose, it's okay because you're going to get it back in bonus bets. Now, in order to get this promo, you got to click that link below for BetMGM. It's in the description. Go check it out. It's a limited time offer, but it is a great deal. And you got nothing to lose. Go sign up. And I always recommend using different sports books because it's going to give you different odds. Long term, it's going to really help you out. So if you're in a legal state, go check out BetMGM. Of course, you must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, back to the bets. All right, this next one takes us out to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the Brew Crew are hosting the Toronto Blue Jays. Brewers moneyline minus 112. Jays on the moneyline minus 108 with a total of 8.5 runs. And speaking of the total, let's go to it. My best bet, over 8.5 runs at plus 106 on FanDuel. I don't know why FanDuel's dropping a plus 106. It's kind of unusual for an over-under. And other books have minus 110, minus 115. So we'll see where it's at in the morning. But Jose Barrios versus Colin Reyes on the mound. Now, Jose Barrios, you guys are going to think I'm here to bash him like I always do. He's not a bad pitcher. I just don't think he's as good as his numbers suggest, and that's why I always talk about how he gets hit a lot. He's due for negative regression to just have that blow-up game. He's not a 2.8 ERA guy. He just isn't. So, especially on the road. So, on the road, he has a 3.76 ERA compared to a 1.82 at home. He's always been a guy, if you're going to fade him, you want to do it on the road. Now, he's also given up 8 home runs on the road compared to just 3 at home. And it's been about the same innings pitched. It's 39.2 to 40.2. He gives up a lot more power on the road. And we all know he's not a guy who's going to miss a lot of at bats or a lot of bats. He has an 18.9% K rate, just below average. And he's getting hit hard as well. If you look at his hard hit rates and all that and barrel percentage, it's not pretty. He's been getting hit quite a bit, and now he's facing a Brewers offense, sixth in WRC plus and OPS. They got some power, third in batting average and on base percentage. I think they're going to get on the base or get on the bases and cause some havoc for him. And I wouldn't mind, a nice 2-3 run shot by someone because Barrios can give up some of those. So I think the Brewers offense gets to him. And speaking of that, over 4.5 is not a bad option the first 5 innings as well. But I'm going to go full game. And then Colin Ray. Here's another guy who is due for negative regression. Let's just talk about 5.5 expected ERA. This guy strikes out even less than Jose Barrios, 15.8% K rate, giving up a hit every inning, 9 hits per 9 innings. He's at over a 4.5 ERA last season. He's going to get a hit around. And this Blue Jays offense, they switch some guys in the lineup and things like that. It's starting to work for them a little bit. So they've been better lately. And since May 1st, 10th best batting average, 8th best on base percentage, 7th in WRC plus. We're getting 2 top offenses in the last month here versus 2 pitchers who I think can be hit around a little bit. And then you go to the bullpens. There have been 9 bullpen arms, not necessarily all different, but 9 bullpen arms thrown the last 2 days for the Brew Crew. 6 guys threw yesterday for the Jays. Not saying all 6 are exhausted and can't pitch, but they've just been using quite a bit because the starters did not go really deep. So I'm going to keep it simple here. You got 2 hittable starting pitchers here that are due for negative regression. You got 2 top 10 offenses in regards to the last month of the season versus righties, and 2 decently tired bullpens. Yes, the Brew Crew do have a decent bullpen, but I think the Blue Jays can get to some runs early and often in this game. So throw that on. Decent hitting conditions in Milwaukee. I think it's supposed to be around 65 degrees or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a weatherman. But anyways, give me the over 8.5 as my second best bet. And if I have any added plays, it will be in the pinned comments below. Those are my first 2. But now we got some hitter parlay ideas. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. These hitter parlay ideas, I mean, with the 7-game slate, you're never going to be as confident, as you are with a 15-game slate. So many options. But here's 3 that I like. I might pull the trigger on 2 of these 3, maybe just one of these 3, and find someone else in the morning. But I'll have more than likely a hitter parlay out to you. Now, Yordan Alvarez, the lefty for the Astros, hitting .333 off lefties. That's right. This is the lefty who hits lefties extremely well. Just so don't be afraid of the lefty-lefty thing with him. How about hitting .331 on the road, hitting .296 on the season, 1+ hit in 18 of his last 21 games, and now he's facing a lefty on the road in Kyle Harrison, who has given up 77 hits in 71 innings. I like Yordan today. Fernando Tatis, let's face it, he's a cheat code. He just is. He's unbelievable. .464 he's average in the last 7 days on a 15-game hitting streak, 2+ bases in 4 of the last 6. We cashed his over 1.5 bases over the weekend. He is facing Joey Estes. He's been okay. Small sample size, but a .467 ERA, 20 hits given up in 27 innings. But like I said, 27 innings is not a lot. He could get hit. I mean, Tatis is not going to massively get confused or struggle versus him. And then you got the A's bullpen as well. But here's the only worry with Tatis, and maybe it doesn't matter, and I'm overthinking it because I could be, because that's what I do. But he has really sucked on the road. Let's face it, he's hitting under 200 on the road this year. So take that for what it is. Actually, he might not be on the road now that I think about it out loud. Either way, if he's not on the road, just ignore that fact. I'm not going to edit that out, so we're going to go with it. So here we go. Third one, Christian Yelich. He is a lefty for the Brewers. If you don't know, he's hitting a crazy .355 at home this season. He hits both righties and lefties, so it doesn't really matter. And he's facing Jose Barrios. We already talked about it. Jose has given up 6+ hits now on 5 of his last 6 starts. He struggles more on the road. We already talked about it. Yelich hitting .329 on the season. He has 1+ hit in 7 of his last 11 games, and also 1+ hit in 12 of his last 16 home games. So those are my 3. And like I said, I've had other days like last week, Friday, where I was a lot more confident about those 4, and luckily they all came through. But I still do like these 3. Just kind of hopefully some good ideas and options for you guys. So anyways, those are my best bets. That's all the research help, the hitter parlay ideas, and everything for Monday, June 10th. And now let's check out the bets recap. All right, before we get into these 2 best bets, I just want to confirm Fernando Tatis is at home against the A's. I thought so. That's why I was questioning myself. So disregard what I said, how he's hitting on the road. He is dominating at home, so I do like him. Now, these 2 best bets, Ryan Pepiot over 15.5 outs recorded, -130 on DraftKings, and the over 8.5 in the Jays and Brewers game. Only a 7-game slate, so but I do like a hitter parlay probably to be added in the morning. Possibly another one, but these are all half-unit plays right now for me. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Let's have a great week. Let's start out strong, but also just hope you guys have a great Monday in general, and we'll talk to you soon.